What's up, gang? It's your boy Mo. We are here. We are back with another episode. I know it's been a minute. I've been neglecting the pod, bro. I've been busy, but you know what's crazy is I've been neglecting the pod, but it's been growing, bro. My freaking IG has been getting, like, every day I'm getting crazy new followers. The YouTube's been heading, my YouTube's been going steadily. Like, even though I haven't uploaded anything, friend count, haven't lost follower count, gained a few, but my views are still going up, so whatever. Let me turn off the AC before that starts making noise. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you guys are watching the content still. I'm still enjoying it. But we're here. We're back. We're in my new place. The first solo episode. Not sure if I'll continue to do it upstairs right here. I'm currently building my garage out to be like my podcast studio. So I'll for sure be doing interviews there. I'll possibly be doing solo episodes. Maybe I'll do them up here just to give it a different look. I don't know, dude. We'll see. But yeah, I actually still don't have furniture. So we're in the process of doing that. Should be done soundproofing the garage real soon. I got the floor stuff down. I got the wall stuff coming in this week. Slowly but surely. But we're here. We're back with another fight breakdown. UFC 329, baby. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2. And what a fight that was. Let me just, you already know what we do on the show, bro. You already know we got to freaking, damn, I sucked that stuff through. I hate sucking it through the bong because I don't like when it gets all nasty like that. Let's try to spend less time doing that. We're professional today. We're here for we're not here for some shenanigans. UFC 329, baby. This isn't going to be a full card breakdown. I used to do the full card, but that's like a lot of time, dude. So I'm only going to do the fights that I care about. It's going to be the main event for sure, and then a couple of the other matches. But yeah, dude. So let's get into this, dude. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway, the freaking rematch, dude. I was so excited for this fight, man. I honestly was thinking about it even when the White House card happened. I was excited for the White House card, that Justin Gaethje versus Ilia fight. I kind of bummed out that I didn't speak on it. I really should have. I just wasn't ready. I literally didn't have some of my gear. It was still in boxes and stuff, and just been busy with work, man. Honestly, my little production gig's been getting pretty big now. So if you guys are in the LA, Orange County area, maybe even San Diego, you want to film some content, do a podcast, just film stuff in general, whatever it is you do, let me know. Camera guy, producer, editor, bam, I'm your man. But yeah, so I was excited for this fight, man. I've always been a huge Conor McGregor fan. I really disliked his personality, especially in his younger years. He was kind of like, I don't really like when people are like cocky like that. Maybe it's because I come from traditional martial arts where it's very respectful. Muay Thai is very respectful, and like everyone will always tell you, bro, in Muay Thai, you make friends with your opponent. MMA, it's shit talking, dude. Boxing is shit talking, bro. So I have that perspective when it comes to fighting, the way of the Bushido, if you will. Conor, I loved how brilliant his striking was. He really fostered in a new age for strikers, dude, in MMA. And it took someone like Khabib when Khabib came with the way he would grapple, pull your legs with his legs, that it took that style to really end his reign. And that kind of opened the door up for this new era of wrestling, which we're in, kind of coming out of it now. Honestly, that's how MMA is, right? So Conor, he comes in with this crazy striking prowess, right? Khabib comes up, he has a certain technique to wrestling to beat that, right? And then you have the next guy up, right? Which I guess you could say like Islam, right? Islam would be the next step up. Islam has the grappling of the Khabib, and he's got the striking. He's not as good as Conor, but he's got really good striking as well, right? It's like he's taking from the two generations, or the two fighters of their generation that were the best, and he's kind of, it's help, coming into him, and he's molding him. And that's how fighting works, right? So we're kind of coming towards the end of the Khabib era because everyone can wrestle like that now. Everyone knows that technique where you hug the legs with your legs. You make that triangle, leg triangle, I guess you could call it, or something. And so now everyone knows how to do it. And so it's like, what's next, dude? And I don't know, bro. I'm starting to see freaking a lot more striking come out. So I'm excited for that. But back to what we're talking about. UFC 329 went down at the Sphere in Las Vegas, baby. International Fight Week. And man, did it shatter some records. It made a staggering 26.4 million gate, bro. That's huge, bro. We talk about the White House card, but people forget the White House card was not a for-profit event. So there was no money made. It was just money spent, right? So obviously I think the White House card, had they sold tickets, it probably would have pulled in more money. But aside from that, 26.4 mil, dude. That's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money, baby. Conor McGregor is still a star. The biggest gate in UFC history. Yeah. Production value, completely insane, dude. They are getting crazy with their production, dude. When they were doing the walkouts, bro, there was like these lasers on the floor with the fog machine going in synchronicity that made the ground look like you couldn't even see the ground. It was just lasers and smoke, and it looked like a freaking movie set or something, dude. I noticed that, bro. I was like, damn, that's insane. I pay attention to these things because I work in production, so it's like, you know. But and one thing I want to bring up, speaking of production, the money in the production is insane. But tell me how the UFC has like the worst celebrity cam of like any sport, bro. Like literally, there's a like point in the event where the camera, I think it was Shakur Stevenson, right? He's a pro boxer. They put it on Shakur Stevenson and they called him some NBA player. I'm sorry, whoever it was. I don't watch NBA, so I can't remember the dude's name, something with a J. They put his information as this basketball player, right? And then every name after that was wrong, right? And they made a comment, right? The commentators made a comment like, that's Shakur Stevenson. That's not whoever. And it looked like the media guy that does the pop-ups for the information, he like quit on the spot or something, dude. Because all of a sudden now there's no more names for celebrities. It's just blank. Or maybe Dana White yelled at him and said, just don't even do any of the names. But like every celebrity after it didn't have a name or information. And it was kind of funny because you started seeing the cast, like the UFC cast, like Joe Rogan and DC and all them. They started like just guessing who the celebrities were. And dude, they literally, my bad. Let me my people are hitting me up about that McGregor fight, dog. Yeah, every they started just guessing the celebrity name, and they got every name right, bro. So props up to them. Maybe don't fire the media guy and just have them guess it. That seems kind of fun, dude. That seems kind of fun. But Dana White made a speech this morning. I woke up and I checked my IG, and he basically said that they have the worst celebrity cam. And it's worse than soccer. In soccer, they don't even freaking give the names. They just show the celebrities, no information, no any of that. I would have to agree it's worse than soccer. Well, Dana White made the comment himself. I guess his staff said that. And he said, no, we're worse than soccer because, what did he say? Because we give the wrong name. He's like, I'd rather have no name than the wrong name, I think is what he said. Pretty funny. But yeah, damn, this is bothering me how the camera is like, it's not like I'm looking at my computer. So it's just look at the computer. Like I want it more angled down. With the camera more down, angled up, so it's like when I look at my computer, you can see me. It's kind of almost like I'm looking at the camera, but whatever, bro. Next episode, bro. I'm sorry, I'm cool. I'm too high to care. But yeah, it was a good fight, pure chaos, man, top to bottom. So let's break down the fight, man. It was a good card. First fight I'm going to talk about, dude. Tracy Cortez versus Wayne Kong. You know, I got to make comment on the little thotty Tracy Cortez, baby, a little thotty. Not a good fight for her. You know, Tracy Cortez, she's coming in with a 12-2 record versus Wang. Was her name Kong or Tong? I think her name was Tong. I'm just calling her Wang. I think I got that wrong, dude. I could probably, let me don't disrespect her right now. Let me actually look that up. I think it was Tong though. All right. My mistake. It is Wang Kong. All right. So I did write that right. My bad, Wang. I don't know why I said, maybe did someone call her Tong or something? I don't know. Anyways, Wang Kong, she's coming in at 6-1. This is a flyweight fight. If you look at the records, bro, you're going to sit there and probably say, Tracy's got double the amount of fights. You know, she's got more experience. She might win. No, dude, Wang is a savage. She doesn't have, I haven't really seen too much grappling from her. A lot of these fighters that come from China, they come as strikers, so it's like, because they have Kung Fu over there, and then they got, what's that other art that's like Kung Fu, that kickboxing style? They call it Kung Fu. It's not really Kung Fu. It's basically kickboxing, but they call it Kung Fu over there. Dude, this is going to kill me. Hurricane Promotions does a lot of that stuff, dude. Anyways, there's like a Chinese kickboxing style. Very popular, very effective, actually. It's got takedown. You're allowed to do takedowns. You can't hit them on the ground. It's basically Muay Thai, but you can do double legs. That's the best way I could describe it. So it's a cool style. I think it's more effective than Muay Thai if you really want to get into the juice of the juice. But anyways, Wang, she's a savage, bro. Yeah, this was I personally thought this was a bad fight for Tracy just because of the styles. I thought if she could get her to the ground, she might have a huge advantage just because Tracy came in as a jiu-jitsu person, and I haven't really seen Wang's jiu-jitsu. But anyways, fight didn't even go to the ground, so it doesn't even matter, baby. Oh yeah, dude. During the weigh-ins, Wang hilariously gave Tracy 2 boxes of eyelashes. It was just her little way of kind of talking smack on Tracy, like, you're trying to be a little influencer. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got to say. Round one. Kong landed a heavy low kick in round one that dropped Cortez. She literally spun and fell on her ass, dude. I saw that happen and I was like, damn, it's going to be a problem, dude. And you know, she pretty much pieced her up, bro. She pretty much pieced up Cortez just on the feet. Cortez, like, in my opinion, she really needed this fight to go her way, and she was being very aggressive. I think she understood that. So she was being very aggressive, very in Kong's face. She just was not aware of the danger that was being presented in front of her. And like, dude, Wang, she likes to stay on the outside and be crispy, bro. Those kung fu, like kickboxing Chinese fighters, they like to be very clean. Punches and kicks is what they like to throw a lot of, so they'll be on the outside, you know. And dude, Tracy was playing into that. She just was like freaking letting her get pieced up on the outside. Round one, basically, she just completely lost that round. Got bullied, bro. Round two, Kong landed. Round two, Kong was just mollywopping Tracy again, dude. But I think like a minute or two in, she got on top of her, right? And Tracy was in the turtle position. Kong was on top and was throwing strikes. And she basically backs up and throws a knee to Tracy's face. Let me see if I could find that real quick. All right. I got the clip here. Shout out Sportsies. Shout out Sportsies. Don't flag my content. Well, let's check this out, bro. Let's check this out. So, I think I paused the video a little before. We'll cut this out. But look at her face, bro. She looks beat, dude. She looks beat. So here comes the knee. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I thought the rules were that you can knee them in the face if their knee is touching the ground now. But I guess it depends on where it's at, right? So this is in Vegas. Maybe Vegas hasn't adopted that rule set. But also, I will say, it does kind of look like Tracy brought her hand up to defend against the knee to her face. So in slow-mo, it kind of looks like her hand got off the canvas. But I think... Let me see here. I don't know. I got to look at the rules. I could have sworn they changed it to where you can knee now as long as their hands aren't on the ground. I got to look that up. Let's look that up right now. You guys want to come look that up with me? All right. Here we got some stuff via Reddit. I'm going to trust Reddit, bro. I'm a Reddit person, bro. But new rule change. Starting October 1st, a fighter with hands on the floor does not count as a grounded opponent. Only fighters with at least one knee on the ground are safe from knees and strikes. Wow, so I was wrong. You can. That was an illegal knee. I don't agree with that, though. But of course, I think that they should knee in the face regardless. But I don't agree with the rule set. I'm not saying I don't agree with the call on Jason Herzog. Yeah, so it's fair, right? It's illegal knee. Illegal. But yeah, Kong knees Tracy in the face. Fight was going Kong's way either way. Like, she was beating the crap out of her. That was a lifeline for Tracy, because if Tracy can win round 3 with that, if she does well enough, look, if she survives round 2 and maybe she went, let's see. She could have tied it up. I'm trying to do the math in my head. I'm a little high, but it doesn't matter. It was not her night. But yeah, Jason Herzog stopped the fight. He deducted a point immediately, which I'm kind of glad he did, because honestly, like, we've been getting like a lot of like, dude, we got to stop with the fouls in MMA. I know that it's fighting. You're going to get hit. The pokes to the eyes are going to happen. The shots to the groin are going to happen. It's an accident, but I don't care. Because once you get hit like that, it could change the trajectory of the fight, right? You could poke me in the eye. Maybe I get like 5-10 minutes, whatever, to recover, but that eye is compromised now, right? You could kick me in the dick and sure, I got 5-10 minutes to recover. I don't know what the time is anymore. I'm just going to, I'm just guessing. But my nuts are compromised now. They might already be swollen up, dude. So I'm okay with the point getting deducted immediately, right? She got that point taken away. Even with the deduction, though, Cortez, like I said, was taking a beating. Her leg was completely compromised. By round 2, she had already taken like 8 solid low kicks, bro. Like, I'm like probably being generous here. She might have eaten more. She was just a little two-dimensional with her striking, bro. And honestly, she wasn't able to switch stances. And that, I think, was the big problem here. Is I don't think she's evolved as like a martial artist or maybe just a striker, because it's like when you've taken that much damage to the leg, you should be start getting better at checking, put that weight on that back foot whenever you see that, get more into a defensive stance. When you see that low kick coming, then you're able to kind of check it better when you have your weight backwards. Or if you can't do that for whatever reason, your style, you're trying to be aggressive, whatever, switch stances. You got to get comfortable with switching stances. If that leg is compromised, you need to switch to your other stance so your front leg is now good. Is it the best? I mean, is it the best in terms of strategy? No, because obviously your opponent now sees it's hurt that bad. But just standing there and taking damage is just not the way you're going to win a fight. And like, dude, honestly, I feel like she had superior BJJ to Wang, bro, but she just could not get her to the floor. And that was the problem, bro. You have one way to win and you can't do it. It's going to be a problem. She had some moments, you know, like at the opening of round 2, she looked to be the stronger kicker. In round 2, when she would kick Wang, you would see Wang kind of like move in the opposite direction she was getting kicked. But she just didn't have the technique, dude. You just didn't have the technique, bro. And honestly, once her leg got compromised, it got beat up off that first round. It was kind of like, you know, what can she do? I think even her corner told her she needed to get her to the ground, and she just couldn't. I remember she went for like a shot in the second round, and she completely just fell over because her leg couldn't. It just buckled, bro. But yeah, you know, third round, just took a beating. I kind of like half paid attention towards the third round because I started eating pizza. Because she already looked like she was losing. I didn't see anything crazy. Stopped writing notes because I'm eating pizza. But yeah, so Wang, she ended up securing a decision even with that point deduction. Very good fight for Wang Kong. She looked good. She looked crispy. She looked clean. She is calling out the champion. This was a flyweight, right? Yeah, it was a flyweight. Let me see. So who's in flyweight? Is it that freaking European chick? Let me see. Shevchenko. I spaced on her name. See, I don't really talk about fighting anymore, bro. My life, I've become a civilian, dude. I've become a civilian and just been living my life. I started getting messed up again. I got to stop doing that, drinking and all that. Yeah. So where am I, dude? I don't know. But here we are trying to get back to it. But yeah, so she called out Shevchenko. It was a good fight. I don't know, man. It wasn't like super impressive. I think, you know, my thing is this, bro. She couldn't take her out. She couldn't take out Tracy Cortez. And I think Tracy Cortez's levels below Shevchenko, you know? So where does that put Kong? I mean, a little bit higher than Tracy, but still lower than Shevchenko. Honestly, I think the women's flyweight, sure, maybe they could do this fight with Kong. I think Shevchenko just ends up taking her down. I'm pretty sure, you know? I don't know. Maybe the flyweight division would benefit from importing a new fighter from a different roster, you know, from a different division or a different league. I honestly feel like that, you know, it just looks like Shevchenko is going to be there a while, is all I'm saying, you know? So next fight I want to get into, I didn't even show pictures of the fighters, dude. Oh, boo. I'll show up for this next one right now. This next fight, Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka III, baby. The third, bro. The freaking Hawaiians, they got love for each other, man. They be like just naming each other time after time. How often do you meet a third, dude? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've ever met someone that was a third, dude. So comment if you guys have ever met someone in the third. I'd like to know, dude. I'd like to know. But yeah, Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka III. Luke Riley's coming in with 11-1 record. Kai Kamaka is coming in with a 14-6 record. This is a featherweight bout. Luke Riley is Britain's rising star, baby. Dude, I clicked the wrong one. Damn it. Just ignore that black. That's a camera that's not hooked up right now. I'm only doing one camera. I usually do a multicam for like everything. So for these breakdowns, if you guys seen them in the past, I'll do like a 2-camera setup, I think. But I just decided not to do it today. I just was too much work. And I don't have a lot of space right here. So I don't know where I put the second camera. Anyways, so Luke Riley, he is Britain's rising star. He's incredibly fun to watch. He's really good, powerful striking, and he loves to be in the pocket. Very bouncy, has like a taekwondo karate-like stance. And it kind of, because of that, the way he bounces, it makes his movement like really hard to track, you know. He was Britain's #1 Muay Thai fighter in his division. He was the champion on a national level. So he's got good Muay Thai. I mean, striking in general. He does have his tools like a Muay Thai fighter, but his stance is very karate like, I would say. Maybe that's just the move out there in Europe. I think maybe because of Conor or something. I don't know, dude. But yeah, dude, he's a cool fighter to watch, man. Very dangerous. Kai Kamaka III come with that 14-6 record. He has almost the same name as my last name. Actually, for those of you that know what my last name is, it's very similar to his. I'm not gonna put it out there. Mo's not even my real name, dude. So it trips when I come in contact with people that call me more. I just said my real name. I almost said my real name. bleep. When I come into contact with people that say my real name, it makes me feel like, damn, I've known this for a minute, bro, because I haven't been my real name in a long time. And it's not even for this YouTube freaking podcast stuff. I've just always gone by Mo since I was a kid. So anyways, yeah, Kai Kamaka, he's got a similar name to me. Yeah, and he's the third, bro. Like I said, that's cool. Bro, the third, that's crazy. If he has a son, names him freaking Kai Kamaka, that's going to be the freaking fourth, bro. But yeah, Kai, he was a cool fighter, bro. Very powerful. He's a bigger guy that cuts down. I don't remember what he started off with, but I remember he was a bigger guy and he had to cut down because he wasn't that tall, dude. And the cool thing with him though is when he started cutting down, he brought a lot of that power with him, you know. But yeah, he had some exciting fights, but unfortunately he got cut from the UFC, went over to Bellator, climbed his way back. Dude started taking people out in Bellator. I heard the announcers say he went to some other leagues too. I can remember what other leagues. I could have probably written it down if I wanted to, but I'm trying to keep this short. But yeah, he's a cool fighter. He's very powerful, cunning fighter, a little bit more traditional, likes to stay heavy-footed when he fights. Very strong kicker. He's got thick legs and he likes to use them, man. But yeah, he pretty much relies mostly on his power. And that's kind of the unfortunate part is because he relies so much on that power, he kind of gasses out. Yeah, that's kind of the tell of his fight career is, you know, he goes hard and if he can't take you out early, then he's tired. Yeah, dude. But anyways, so let's get to the fight. First round, Kamaka, he started using some heavy low kicks early on. He landed about 3 calf kicks right at the bell within the first minute. He really forced Riley to start hopping back just to avoid him. Like you could see Riley, he likes to be, you know, she likes to pop in and, you know, he'll be on the outside, decide to come in, pop in and start throwing his combos. And like I said, he's not scared of being in the pocket. He'll stay in there if he can. But because of those low kicks that Kamaka kept attacking him with, he wasn't able to shoot forward and stay forward. He had to shoot backwards now because he has that bladed stance, so he's not able to really check, dude. And that's kind of like the biggest downfall of that bladed stance is your inability to check kicks. So, but yeah, he landed a lot of low kicks, and you could tell that Riley was kind of like trying to figure him out. Riley's speed though is crazy, bro. I've mentioned it in the past when I've called his fights, but his speed he's very, very fast, especially for that weight class. And you could tell that he was faster than Kamaka because he was landing some good counters, you know. And so I think Kamaka's strategy was to hurt that leg to try to like take away some of that speed, you know. I don't remember if it was the end of the first round, but Riley, he ended up ending a right hand that just dropped Kamaka, bro. And the ref instantly stopped that fight, bro. This was absolutely an early bad stoppage, bro. Let me actually pull this up, bro. I'm sorry. I deleted like a paragraph. I think when I copied this over, I didn't copy over everything. But yeah, I mean, the fight mostly was a good back and forth. Kamaka was getting him really good with that low kick. And Riley actually looked like he was not doing really good in this fight. It looked like he was having a hard time. If you watch his last, I think he only had 1 or 2 fights in the UFC. The other fights that he's had, he's very confident, was able to disrupt his opponent's game plan and like, you know, just was able to piece him up like without any problem. You could tell this fight was different though. Kamaka came with a good strategy. And so let me see if I can get that stoppage real quick. All right. Let's watch this clip courtesy of the official UFC. Please don't ban my content, dude. Hopefully this passes their little freaking YouTube's little test. But that's that right hand that folded Kamaka. Nice uppercut. Lands 2 very clean uppercuts. Another, I think, hooker uppercut with the left. But then here, look at Kamaka, looks like he's starting to figure it out. He slipped a lot of those punches, and he's attempting to go for a clinch on 3 separate occasions. The third occasion, he actually grabbed Luke's body, but the ref stepped in. I know from that angle, it looks really bad, dude, but I saw it in slow-mo, and let me see if they'll show this in slow-mo. Nah, they don't. You guys got to go find the slow-mo version of it because he honestly slipped a lot of the punches and was doing very good at defending it. Was it bad? Yeah, it was bad, dude. He was getting pieced up, dude. But in my opinion, I think the ref kind of stopped it early. He should have let it go for a little longer. You know, I mean, he was getting pieced up, don't get me wrong. But throughout the fight, though, he was doing good, bro. And there was parts where he was actually winning the exchanges. So I think, in my opinion, the ref could have kept it going. But it is what it is. And people from the commentary shared my point of view. I think Joe Rogan agreed with what I said. someone did not, I think it was a DC, John Anik there. Someone did not agree with it. They said it was a good stoppage. I think keep it going, man. He was there, he was grabbing it. Man, these Hawaiians are hard to knock out, bro. I mean, some people have a hard chin, dude. And if that's how they're going to win fights, that's how they're going to win fights. Is it the best strategy? Probably not, dude. Sorry, I'm going to check my phone because it's been going off real quick. Who the hell is hitting me up, dude? Sorry, I should have paused. Anyways, yeah, I think he was, he showed to be still aware. He was trying to grab. He was trying to clench up. And the punches from the standing, once they got up to their feet, I think only 2 punches landed. Granted, they were a good punch. The left one was a really hard one. Whatever, though I would have let him go on. But yeah, Luke Riley walks away with a TKO victory. Winner, Luke Riley via TKO, baby. Is it a TKO or KO? I don't know. I'm going to pause so I can take another hit. I'm sorry, gang. I'm addicted. I'm just addicted. Dude, gang, I threw this setup together so quickly, dude. Like, to get the lights on the wall like that and this little freaking table to have my computer and everything. Like, I literally have no furniture. So I'm actually impressed with myself at how well I was able to kind of set this up because we got it going, baby. This motivated me to finish my downstairs so I could start running interviews here again. Enough of that, guys. You deserve better. You deserve better than me. I'm sorry. This is what you get, dude. This is all I can do for you. Go watch Luke Thomas or something if you want something more professional. Next fight that we are going to get into. Hold up. All right. Next fight we're going to get into. Gable Steveson versus Elisha Elisson. Man, as in Gable Steveson, this guy was so hyped up. I've been hearing people talk about him for like over a year now, maybe 2 years now. He trains with Jon Jones. Jon Jones gave him a shout out, said that this is one of the most talented fighters he's ever met. And this guy, he's got quite a record here. I mean, obviously MMA, it's only 3-0. I don't even know where he got that 3-0, if it was amateurs or what. But Gable, he comes in. He's a pretty decorated wrestler. He's pretty known in the wrestling world. Not too long ago, he started getting into striking, and he actually fought for the last time I saw him, he fought for DBX. That's Dirty Boxing. Dirty Boxing, that is Mike Perry's promotion. It's actually a sick event. I want to go to one. They're only in Florida because only Florida will freaking allows them to exist. It's basically boxing, but with elbows, and they also allow ground and pound. So when your opponent goes to the ground, you get I think 10 seconds or something, or 30 seconds. So you get a set amount of seconds to basically land ground and pound. You can't submit them though, but just ground and pound. Kind of similar to Karate Combat's thing. I like that. I like that idea. It's cool. So yeah, he fought on DBX. He won, knocks him full out. Very promising prospect. Finally came over to the UFC. So this is he had massive hype, bro. Elisha Elisson, I honestly don't know much about him. I'm sorry. I should have looked into him, but I don't know much about him. I just knew that Gable had a lot of hype. And that's all I really cared about. You know what I mean? But yeah, Gable Steveson, he's got a 3-0 record. He trains with Jon Jones, like I said earlier. Jones, everybody knows him. Regarded as one of the best MMA fighters to have existed. Elisha Elisson, he's coming in with a 5-2 record. Don't have much on this guy. I'm sorry. Did Stevenson deliver? He came in hyper aggressive, dude, and a little reckless, bro. A little reckless. He ate a few shots, dude. Let me pull up some clips real quick. Hyper aggressive. Look at this. Oh. Hey, Elisha was no slop though, dude. He was actually getting his shots in too, so don't get me wrong. That was the end, dude. Oh, that was. I'm gonna just stop it before. I gotta delete that. Let me pause it so I can delete that camera. Unpause. Yeah, I keep clicking that camera because that's my first camera. That would be my first camera. I don't know why I didn't use that slot to. So it basically gave Stevenson those knees. Those knees basically set it up. Landed a few good ones to Ellison's head. Elisson pulled away out the clinch. Gable followed it up with a left hand, dropped him, and then a hammer fist, and it was done, baby. What a fight. All that hype, and he delivered, man. He delivered. Winner was Gable Steveson via KO, baby. This next fight, let's go. Let's get to it. Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez, man. Cody Garbrandt, I got a lot of love for this guy. I was when he was the era of Cody Garbrandt, man, I was like in my early 20s, I think. That was like around my early 20s. That was a good year for me, man. And it was cool watching him fight and, you know, the wars he went through. He had just such a talented fighter at one point, you know, and it sucks because he's not him anymore. I don't know what happened. Age? I don't know. Was it age? Was he freaking on steroids? And now that you saw it, he can't anymore. I don't know, dude, but all I do know is Cody's not the same fighter and I don't even expect him to win anymore. Adrian Yanez, this guy, rising prospect. He's a savage, bro. He's had some wars, dude. He's been proving himself out in the octagon. I thought Adrian Yanez was going to walk through Cody Garbrandt. That was my opinion on this fight. But yeah, I'll get into it right now and we'll discuss it. We shall discuss it together as a team. Where am I at? Where are my notes? Yeah, this is a tough matchup, man. The one thing though I will say is I think the UFC, they were definitely throwing Cody a bone because Adrian has like a similar style to Cody. I mean, he does it differently, but it's like they're both boxing heavy. That's the thing. They're boxing heavy and they're both fast. They're both fast, boxing heavy, and they have power in their hands and they have combinations in their hands. So I was like, okay, this is a bad matchup for Cody. I mean, it's a bad matchup because Adrian, I think, is just doing better. And I think had this matchup happened like 10 years ago, then it would have been more exciting, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the UFC was trying to throw Cody a bone here and be like, here, we'll give you a striker. Let's see what you can do. But yeah, Cody Garbrandt, he was actually looking phenomenal at the beginning of the fight, bro. He was very aggressive. He turned back the clock with blistering speed that Adrian Yanez had a hard time dealing with, baby. That actually was not me. Someone else said that. I just copied. I was like, that sounds cool, bro. Cody landed, and he was landing some good kicks, bro. Honestly, Cody landed a good kick, which was... when I saw Cody throw that kick, I was like, damn, that could be a key to victory because these are both heavy boxers. It's like if fighting the boxing exchange is going to be dangerous. It's personally, look, I like to kick, bro. I like to kick. I really do. But if I'm fighting, I mean, if I were to fight against another guy that is a good kicker as well, we can see, bro. I mean, we can see who's the better kicker. But if I notice like, oh, this guy's hands suck because all he does is kick, I'm just gonna use my hands, dude. Why am I gonna play this battle of kicking with this other guy that's good at kicking if I know that I can win with my hands, you know, or something else, clenching? If you know what I mean, it's just like it's fighting, bro. You want to win the easiest route, bro. So to me, when I saw this fight unfolding, I was like, Cody has the better kicks. I was like, he should use the kicks more. Use the kicks more. I always say use kicks more because I'm a kicker, bro. Maybe don't use kicks more, but yeah. Towards the end of the first round, though, Yanez caught Cody with an exchange that sent him down to the canvas, bro. It was a good fight up until then. Cody actually looked like he was having a good time, bro. He was landing more. He was actually pushing Yanez back. I was so surprised. I was like, damn, Yanez is actually backing up now, you know? But, you know, Yanez found a way. You know, he hit Cody with something a few moments before that. It was like it was like a fadeaway hook or something. And Cody was able to stay in the pocket and continue his aggression, his offense. But it was that strike landed hard, you know? And, you know, I think Yanez was kind of like, all right, like he ate this shot. Let me see if he could eat it again. And so he threw another one and, you know, this time he dropped it, bro. Here, let me pull some clips of this fight real quick. I really hope my content doesn't get flagged for this. Maybe I'll have to drop a filter over this or something. But that was the hook I was talking about. See, Cody ate it, but then he was able to keep coming forward, but you could tell he was hurt, bro. And Yanez was like, all right, let me see if you could eat that again. Bam. I'm gonna pause that there and just go. Let's see if I can get you guys to the knockout real quick because I don't want to play too long in this YouTube copyright space, bro. All right, here's where he looks like he ate. Yup. Bam, same shot too, dude. Same shot. That check hook. It's because Cody was being too aggressive. Oh, the lights are out. It was a knockout. Cody looked really good though, man. It's unfortunate if he needed the stub, dude. He really did need the stub, and it's unfortunate he didn't get it. But we'll see, bro. You know, we'll see. I think it's time for Cody to leave the UFC. I know it's hard to say. It's up to say, dude. But look at man. Maybe let's say the UFC decides to keep him because they like him, right? He's lost a lot now. There's no confidence in him, dude. I don't even want to see what the odds were against him. It probably wasn't good. They're not going to pay him that good, dude. It's like he's a product that just isn't as good as the other stuff on the shelf. I think I'll keep kicking my bong. Maybe that's a sign to hit it after this. I think he goes to another league, bro. Go to somewhere else, somewhere that'll pay you more. Let's see if MVP's got some cards coming up. PFL's out there. Dude, even go regional, bro. I'm sure you can make more money going off some other leagues, dude. I love the UFC, and I know they did a lot for Cody and all that, but that time's over now, bro. Who knows? He looked good in that fight. Don't get me wrong. He looked good in that fight, but you gotta think about your future, bro. At this point, what are you fighting for? Because you can are you fighting to be a champion or are you fighting to make money? What's the likelihood of Cody being a champion at this stage in his career? It's pretty low, bro, right? So it's either you're fighting because you have a passion for it or you want to make money. Either way, you got to make money. So even if you have a passion for it, you could go somewhere else and do it, right? And who knows, bro? I mean, you got to remember too, the UFC is the creme de la creme, bro. It's the best fighters. I guarantee you if Cody goes to like PFL or some of these other leagues, I think he'll do a better job, bro. His fights will be more exciting. They'll give him more money. Go to Japan, bro. Go to Ryzen. Ryzen will pay him a lot. I guarantee you, Japanese freaking love American fighters, baby. Bring him on down, bro. Bring him on down. So, yeah, and Adrian Yanez, he gets the dub via KO. Sad night for Cody. Sad night. So we got King Green versus Terrance McKenna, baby. Let's pull this up real quick. I am a big fan of King Green. For one, he's from California. I fuck with people from California. If you're from California, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a ballet dancer. I will support you and want you to win and stuff. King Green's from California. And he's got a cool story, man. He does. Terrance McKinney, that dude's a dog, bro. And he's a big fighter for that weight class. He's a dog. I didn't think this was going to be an easy fight for King Green at all. Excuse me if I call you Bobby. I'm so used to watching you back when you're Bobby, but I will try to respect the name change. I will not dead name you. You know how we do in California. We give you your new identity. You want to be a girl, a boy. You want to be king. You want to be Mo. I support you, baby. Where was I? Bobby Green, though, baby. I like Bobby Green. I like his style. It's super loopy. It's not clean at all, but I like it. It's just interesting, and it's cool when he wins, especially once he wins. Oh, you can see the cursor. Sick. Especially when he wins against guys that are a lot more cleaner, because you're in your head, you're like, this shouldn't be. Shouldn't be how it happened. But it works, bro. It works, So, yeah, we got King Green. He's coming in. He's got a 35-17-1 record versus Terrance McKinney. Terrance has got an 18-8-0 record. This is a lightweight bout. Green, man, he's getting older, but he still remains incredibly entertaining, bro. He is so fun to watch. He was a little salty coming into this fight, dude. Apparently, him and Terrance were friends, right? And so they had agreed that they wouldn't fight each other, because some fighters do that, right? They're like, we won't fight each other. You'll see, especially when like someone's champ, you'll see someone from their camp won't challenge that, But yeah, so I guess they had a gentleman's agreement saying they wouldn't fight each other because they're homies. But apparently Terrance asked for this fight. Terrance McKinney told Dana White, F the friendship, let me fight Green, dude. And that made Bobby Green salty. He was pretty upset during the camp. He said some things to Terrance McKinney. He's talking smack during the whole fight. But yeah, McKinney didn't care. Took it anyways. McKinney looked amazing early on, bro. He cut Bobby Green in like the first minute of the round, bro. Let me pull some clips of that. All right. I'm just gonna use these screenshots from this dude from Next to Fight, just because I can't remember if the UFC, I don't know if YouTube copyrighted me when I did it like this. Normally, like I said, I would do the video separate when I add clips, and then I would reverse the image and add filters to it. I can't remember if they did it if I got flagged when I did it this way. So anyways, I'll just show these pictures because I don't know if if they do copyright for pictures. But as you can see, didn't look good for Bobby Green. Not one bit. Pieced up, that showed that cut early on. He got taken down at one point. It didn't look good. It didn't look good. Dude, Terrance McKenna looked insane, dude. McKenna secured a takedown at the beginning of the round. He advanced to full mount almost immediately, dude. And he was piecing up Bobby Green when he mounted him, just punching him in the face. Green showed some really good BJJ. People don't even get to see Bobby Green's jiu-jitsu because he likes to strike, but he's actually not bad. I know he got like 2 subs in his career. They're kind of like based off of him beating someone up and then subbing him. But you know, he's got some technique, right? But he showed great BJJ defense. He survived and he was able to roll out of it and get back to his feet, talking trash the entire time he's getting back to the feet. It was so funny. Maybe I'll include a clip of that right now. Dude, McKinney, he really tried to put Green out in that first half of the first round. By the time Green got back up, McKinney was done. He was tired, slowed down. McKinney's biggest tool was his power and speed. He was faster and stronger than Bobby Green, bro. And dude, like that whole exchange, Bobby Green was backing up almost every time there was an exchange, right? I'm sorry, not the whole exchange, that whole fight. It just, like, and Bobby Green likes to do this thing where he likes to like lean back, slide backwards, and then come forward with an attack. In order for that to work good, though, he needs to be like, he needs to have space. He needs to have space to move backwards or move sideways, right? And then he can move out the way in a counter. He counters with the looping punch, but Terrance McKinney had him against the fence, bro. He backed him up all the way to the fence. When Bobby Green would try to lean back to do that counter, he just didn't have enough space to lean back far enough, and he would just get caught, bro, and it looked bad. In my opinion, I was like, Terrance McKinney's got that, dude. But once he got back to his feet, McKenna was gassed, dude. Bobby Green threw a body shot that dropped McKenna and got on top and started ground and pounding. Fight was over. Fight was done. Let me see if I don't know, dude. I consider it a KO as soon as you go down, you hit the canvas. That's done. And then a TKO is you when you would get like a 10 count. I would consider that a TKO, which they don't do in UFC, so it's kind of like whatever, bro. You know. Yep. So Bobby Green, freaking guy, or King Green, love that guy. He's awesome. Next fight, Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. What a fight, man! What a fight. Yeah. So this fight I believe this fight was a light heavyweight bout. I think it tells you right there. Yeah, light heavyweight bout. Robert Whittaker. I like Bobby Knuckles. I never was like, he's creative in finding a way to win, dude. And that's what I like about him. I love his personality, great hands. This fight with Nikita Krylov was an interesting fight. He's moving up in weight, and Nikita is a big guy, dude. He's like, he could be bigger if he wanted to. He's just more, I wouldn't say he's got like abs or anything, but he's not like, he's not super fat or anything, I guess. Maybe when he was younger. But so this is a tough fight. And Nikita, I think he came in, he's got a karate background. He's got good grappling. He fights like more on the outside, which I thought would be a problem for Whittaker, just because Whittaker was visibly the shorter fighter, right? He was, I think, 3 inches shorter. I think it says in the stats, right? Yep, 3 inches shorter. Reach was 77 to 73, though. That's and so I was like, man, it's going to be hard for him to come in. And it took some time for Robert to get comfortable with this fight, man. I mean, Whittaker, he's been on a downward slope. But yeah, early on, bro, Nikita used his massive size advantage to smother and ragdoll Whittaker, bro. He was, like I said, he would stay on the outside, throw a combination, maybe 1-2 kick, maybe 1-2, and then just shoot in immediately. So he, like, literally, Whittaker's trying to defend these blows coming from far out. Because like for the shorter fighters, like you're gonna try to block or move out the way and then counter. That's the idea, right? So as he's trying to figure out his counter, you see Nikita already going in for a shoot, and like he just was bigger. His back was just wider, bro. The second he grabbed Whittaker, he would just ragdoll and toss him around. And Whittaker looked like he had he didn't have a good weight gain, not weight cut. He had to go up in weight, but he looked kind of chubby and soft. I didn't like that. He looked soft, man. But yeah, he was getting a ragdoll and he was getting hurt, bro. He really was getting hurt against Nikita. Oh, by the way, after this first round, the first round went back to Nikita. It looked like Whittaker was kind of getting his feet under him towards the end of the first round, but you could tell he was having a hard time dealing with the size of Nikita. But after the first round, they got Theo Vaughn on the mic, baby. Theo Vaughn, that was tight. He was giving out his commentary and whatnot.
You see over there smuggling, he got the little biscuits in his pocket.
Theo Vaughn brought a little bit of personality. But yeah, Whittaker was able to survive, even though to me that was a bad round. He did mention to his corner, like, damn, he's a big guy or something like that. And his corner was like, yeah, he's a big guy, bro. You got to figure it out, basically, Round 2, Krylov kept utilizing low kicks. Oh, I forgot to mention, Robert Whittaker ate some low kicks in that first round. It's just like I said, it's the range, bro. He couldn't deal with that range. Anything that was long, he didn't really have an answer to, right? But yeah, Krylov, he kept utilizing those low kicks. But this time Whittaker was checking them really well, and he started countering, check, counter, move. He was able to get in the pocket and start hurting Krylov bad, dude. He started landing uppercuts. The key for him was when he would slip off and then he would throw his combinations, dude. And like he started using the overhand beautifully. I mean the uppercut beautifully. And by the time we got like round 2, you started seeing Whittaker figure it out. And Whittaker, he threw better combinations, and I feel like he was a little bit faster than Krylov too. So once he could get in, he could land clean. He just had to figure out how to get out. But yeah, he landed some good counters. I think by the time round 3 started, you could start seeing the pendulum swing back into towards Whittaker's corner. Krylov did really well in round 1. The beginning of round 2, Krylov was trying to use the same techniques, and you could see kind of Whittaker was trying different things, you know. Round 3, Whittaker lands a devastating clean right hand on the jaw of Krylov, and Krylov instantly calls the fight off himself. It looked like it broke his jaw. You see the instant replay. Maybe I'll play it. I'll do it in post because I'm kind of scared I'm gonna get copyrighted. But he threw it, and you see the slow-mo, and you see his jaw just snap. And he knew it was done, dude. He was like, I'm not trying to take any more damage. So that was like around the first minute or 2 into round 3. Winner Robert Whittaker via KO. I consider that one a KO. That one's a KO, guys. That one a KO. I think that's a KO. You tell me it's a TKO. Oh, maybe it's a TKO because I don't know. Whatever, dude. Anyways. Yeah, so that was the Whittaker fight. I'm glad Bobby Knuckles got this fight because I wasn't sure where he would go if he lost. But yeah, he got the dub, and we're going to move on. All right, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. I just assume girls don't watch the show, so. All right, ladies and gents. Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. This is a flyweight match. This is a flyweight fight. Man, Brandon Royval, when he took that L to the Van, right? Joshua Van. He was honestly looked like he was doing good up until that point, bro. He had a lot of good moments, and then he just got knocked out, and it's just like, damn, flatlined, dude. Flatlined. And he lost also to, who was the champ that Joshua Van took the belt from? Alexander Pantoja. How could I forget, man? My guy's he's been in the hospital for, recovering and stuff, and I forgot who he is. You will be forgotten, bro. That's life. You will be forgotten. So don't sweat it. But yeah, Royval, he lost against Pantoja, lost against Joshua Van. Van, when he got knocked out, it was pretty clean. He looked good though up until that point, right? But it is what it is. So, coming into this fighting Kavanagh, this is going to be interesting because Kavanagh's been moving up, bro. He's been doing good. He's a dangerous striker, bro. This guy hits so hard for that division. I was interested to see how this was going to go because Royval generally likes to stay in the pocket and he likes to live in the pocket. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of power. He kind of hits like a Nate Diaz type. I would say he fights like a better Nate Diaz. He's the next generation Nate Diaz. He likes to fight in the pocket, but he doesn't have like that knockout power. It's mostly the combinations and the tenacity that really is the base of his striking, right? He's got great jiu-jitsu though. So if he goes to the ground, it's good. Kavanagh, on the other hand, is like super powerful. He will knock you out, right? And so everything he throws is like 100%. He's always throwing 100% and it hurts 100% of the time. So I was curious to see if Royval would be able to survive some of the exchanges, But it was a good fight, bro. It was a good fight. And let's get into it, bro. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, absolute banger. Honestly, Royval, he looked great this fight. He high activity, and he definitely he overwhelmed Kavanagh with his with just all the stuff he was doing, bro. He honestly, from when the bell rang, dude, he was constantly just throwing stuff in Kavanagh's face. Some punches, teeps, kicks. You could see Kavanagh. He's got his high guard, and he's trying to figure out a way in. He's trying to figure out when he can press his offense. But the problem is when you have someone that's constantly hitting you, poking you with different stuff, it's like you either got to go and get hit, or that's pretty much the only option. It's just you just got to say f it and just going in there swinging, and hopefully you land harder. That's what Kavanagh should have done. He should have just been like, I'm just going to go in and swing, and, hopefully I hit him harder, But yeah, round 1, I definitely give round 1 to Royval. He looks great with all of his activity, He landed more. He landed good. Round two, though. Round two, Kavanagh dropped Royval with a nasty slip counter followed by a heavy body kick. Royval goes down, eats some ground and pound, bro. Like, dude, it looked like the fight was going to be over, bro. He was just hitting him, landing on top of him. The ref didn't stop it, though. I don't know who refed it. Was it Jason Herzog? Let me see who refed this, dude. I'm curious now. All right, I was trying to see if I could find out who the ref was. I wanted to do it quick, though, so I couldn't find it as fast as I wanted to. I'm like, I'm not going to spend all this time trying to look into it. But he didn't stop the fight, and the fight kept going. Royval survives, dude, and he turns the tide of the fight, dude, honestly. Yeah, dude, he gets up, dude. He's able to survive round two. Dude, there's a point in round two where there's exchanges, and I think they're in the clinch. And Kavanagh landed an elbow that made Royval do the stanky leg. Dude, it literally, like, there was 2 moments where Royval, like, basically either got dropped or got stunned in that fight prior to him getting taken down. And it really, I was like, damn, Kavanagh's going to beat the crap out of this dude and win. But he survived, bro. Royval survived. Goes to round 3. Royval put it on. Dude, and even after he got back to his feet, he was like still confident and still staying in the pocket. So that was super interesting. I was like, either Royval wasn't hurt or he's just a dog, bro. But either way, his fights, like, he has good fights, bro. You go watch his fights. They're exciting, bro. But yeah, round 3, Royval put it on him. Dude, he literally looked like he was the new Max Holloway. He was literally combinations, punches and bunches, pure relentless volume, bro. Kavanagh looked like he gassed himself out in that second round. He really was going for broke at that second round, and it did not pay off. And now he's having to deal with a volume fighter when you do not have the conditioning, which is kind of funny because this is basically like a junior Conor versus Holloway fight. Interesting enough. But yeah, dude, he really was really working into Kavanagh. They end up going to the ground, and Royval ends up taking Kavanagh's back didn't even really have to work for it, bro. And he ends up locking in a rear naked choke after, like, he's setting it up, and you can see it, dude. He keeps going for it, and you're like, damn, he's gonna get it, and he finally gets it, and he locks it in, and Kavanagh has no choice but to tap, and the fight is over, bro. Royval freaking coming back from the dead like that was insane, dude. You guys got to go watch that fight, dude. I'll post some clips, dude. I got to make them backwards and all that. But I was really impressed with how Royval performed that night, dude. So we'll see what's next with him, dude. I mean, obviously Joshua Van, he's going to probably have to fight Pantoja next, right? I say, did Manil Camp already fight Royval? Let me see this real quick. My mistake. I said that, and I was like, I thought I remember. I might have even talked about it on the podcast, but yeah, they fought, and Manil Cape beat him. So I don't know what's next for Brandon Royval. I mean, I guess you got to give Pantoja the rematch, and then give Cape would fight the next fight for the championship belt. I think you would have to, and then Royval, I guess, would be next, dude. It's got a long list, dude. Maybe who knows, bro? Yeah, that's tough, bro. That's a tough division to climb your way up, but it's unfortunate because you had I mean, you got to give Pantoja a rematch no matter what, dude. So I don't know if they're gonna do Cape before Pantoja. I feel like that'd be messed up, but we'll see. I think they shouldn't have given Tara. They shouldn't have given Tara the fight. They should have gave it to Cape, I think. I don't know. Anyways, so that's just my thoughts. So moving on to the next fight. I'm sorry, bro. I try to do these fast, but it's already been an hour in, dude. I gotta cut some stuff out. I'll cut this one short. Mario Bautista versus Cory Sandhagen 2. This is the rematch. This is a bantamweight bout. Bautista, he had fought Cory Sandhagen in his UFC debut. It was a short notice fight, and he ended up losing. This was 11 fights ago. I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago. Since then, Bautista has gone on, and I think he's won most of his fights. I don't remember how many fights he had after that. No, it was 11. Yeah. So he won 11 fights. Not sure how many fights total, but he won 11 fights after that fight. Sandhagen, he's just been being a dog, bro. He's honestly should have had, I think he fought for the title once, lost. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for that loss against Merab, dude, who knows? He could have been champ because he's been putting in that work, baby. This fight, I thought that Sandhagen had it in the bag. Boy, was I wrong. A little bit of foreshadowing, baby. Let me pull some stuff up. Here we are, baby. Cory Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. I just like having him there just when I talk about him and stuff like that. It's cool for me to look at. But yeah. Round one. Round one was typical how you would think of Cory Sandhagen to fight. I will say though, Sandhagen did not look as crispy clean as he normally looks. Like he was still doing that technique where he slides in and out, switches stances a lot. But one thing I noticed, dude, is when he switched the stances, his head wasn't moving too far off the center line, right? So the biggest advantage you get from switching stances is the fact that your head is now slightly off to the side. So if someone's making, like if there's a counter or something, it's like you're moving off that center line a little bit. But I noticed when Sandhagen would make his would switch his stances off his footwork, he would do them at a time where he's still lined up with Bautista, and I thought that was odd because he had never really like done things like that. I think for me, he just was nervous or something, or I don't know what it was, but he just did not seem like the Cory we're used to looking at. And that's not an excuse, bro. That's not an excuse for why he lost. It's just an observation I made early on. That was like right when the round started, right? But dude, Bautista, he opened up super aggressive with, did I say Sandhagen earlier? I meant they both were pretty aggressive actually. But yeah, Bautista opened up with a lot of body kicks, bro. A lot of body kicks. I think one thing I noticed about Bautista was he was throwing more kicks than he had in previous fights. And I'm curious to know if that was part of the plan, right? I mean, the reach wasn't that far in Cody's, Sandhagen's advantage. I think it was only an inch. I'm sorry, I need to get some water. Pause. Water. But yeah, so I don't know where I was at. I forgot. But I'm gonna keep it simple, right? Round one, it really looked like it was kind of a good back and forth. I think Sandhagen was looking better in round one, but Bautista was in there. Towards the end of round one, Bautista secured like a knee bar or something. Sandhagen didn't tap, but you saw the knee like freaking look like it popped out. Coming back from round one, beginning of round two, you could see Cory was visibly hurt on that leg. He wasn't sliding out the way like he used to anymore. He started boxing a lot more, staying in the pocket. So to me, it showed that leg was compromised. He said it wasn't hurting that bad to his corner, but it looked like it had changed his fight style. Round two, Sandhagen was able to kind of keep it together, right? He looked good in round two, even though he was damaged. Round three, though, freaking Sandhagen just could not use his footwork. Round two, like the thing, Bautista knew that leg was hurt, so he immediately kept kicking it in round two, going back to a low kick, inside. Around three, Sandhagen couldn't use his footwork anymore. He couldn't check kicks. Even though Sandhagen is a dog, he tried to fight back. He literally tried to do lateral movement and force his legs. It was just messed up, bro. Bautista, they would end up in clinch positions, and Bautista would just throw him over the damaged leg, dude. Proved that just Cory's left leg was hurt, bro. He couldn't even like plant against being thrown over it, So to me, like it was just bad, bro. Bautista, he just was fresher. He basically, that whole third round was just spent Bautista just dumping Sandhagen relentlessly over that leg over and over. Mario Bautista ends up winning. He gets it via decision. And I think it came down to that third round, bro. It really did come down to that third round. I'm sorry. I got to start keeping these shorter, bro. Paddy Pimblett versus Saint Denis, man. Dude, I honestly, this was a fight that I have to eat my words, bro, because I thought Saint Denis was gonna win. Saint Denis is a freaking mother effer, bro. He's been on a rampage, dude. He's just a good, overall good fighter. He not the best striker, but he uses his wrestling so well that it allows him to open up his striking. And that's a lot of times what happens, right? If you're like a good wrestler, you can, throw your hands a little and then get people to kind of react to that, and then you take them down. Same thing if you're a striker. I guess not really. If you're a striker, I guess you wouldn't do that. But anyways, I don't know where I'm going with that. Sorry. This fight was, I thought Saint Denis had this fight, bro. Everyone expected this to be a grueling war between these two guys because they're both very, very accomplished jiu-jitsu guys, grapplers, if you will. Paddy, he's coming in with a 23-3 record. Saint Denis is coming in with a 15-3-1. This is a lightweight bout. Paddy's last fight was against who did he fight after Justin Gaethje? Did he fight Justin Gaethje? Was that? Oh shit! I think he hasn't fought since Justin Gaethje. Yeah, he lost that to decision. He got mollyrocked in that fight. Just pieced up. Saint Denis, he just came off a victory. Who did Saint Denis just recently fight? Oh yeah, he's coming off a win off Dan Hooker. Pieced him up, by the way. Pieced up Dan Hooker. So it was going to be an interesting fight. Their styles are pretty similar. Both like to grapple. They don't have the best striking, but I will say Saint Denis does have the cleaner striking. Paddy Pimblett is kind of just wild, throws it, stuff doesn't go straight. Saint Denis is more crispy with it, and he's kind of more intentional with his striking, you know? Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, right when the fight, I'm sorry, Saint Denis, I switched their names, I'm sorry. Saint Denis rushed in, bro. He was trying to just get a highlight, bro. He rushed in, he threw something and went immediately for a takedown. Paddy instantly locked up, threw him in a guillotine, pulled Saint Denis down in a neutral position, and then he adjusted the guillotine and transitioned straight to a Darce choke and just put Saint Denis to sleep. The way he got that Darce choke was weird too. He cranked on the neck and then threw his legs behind Saint Denis's back. He basically said like a spider, I think was his words exactly. Very interesting. But he got the dub, dude. Got the dub in a minute. Saint Denis does not want to tap. He ended up going to sleep and he paid for it. Woke up, he seemed very upset. Saint Denis was not happy, bro. Can I just tell you the contrast of the fighters? Paddy Pimblett, when he walked out, it was like some Euro dance music, right? He's like dancing and he's happy. The whole crowd's dancing. Mike Tyson's in the crowd. He's dancing. Saint Denis came out to like this French marching band music, trying to like be all like diabolical. Like it turned into some like other, I don't know, type of music. Like I can't remember, you know, I checked out, but like just the ambience was different, right? One guy's going for like horror stuff and the other guy's going for fun stuff. But yeah, Paddy got on the mic and called pretty much everyone out, bro. He called out Son. He said he'll fight anyone. He sang a song. I think there's some guy. What band was it? There's some guy that died from some British band. They played his music after Paddy was done speaking. So, you know, they all sung along to it and all that. It was good stuff. But yeah, winner was Paddy Pimblett via submission, Darce choke. Great fight. I'll include a clip. It was tight. Let's get to the bread and the meat and potatoes now, baby. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway 2. Man, was this fight anticipated. This was a welterweight fight. It's been a while since these two fought. It's been, I think, 8 years, in the making. Conor's coming in with a 22-6 record. Max Holloway's coming in with a 27-9 record. Don't know why Conor chose to fight Holloway, but he did. But it was heartbreaking, man. This fight was heartbreaking. Literally, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but like literally watching Conor McGregor get ready for this fight, walk out to this fight, he just looked so nervous, bro. He was taking deep breaths and he was looking around. He just didn't seem like the Conor that Conor used to be. Conor used to be very confident and would be like, yeah, and stuff like that. I'm the greatest ever, you know? But it's been a long time since he fought, bro. And so I think him being away was nerve-wracking for him, right? I really think it was. Right when oh, dude, where are my manners? All right. Here's some visuals just so you can see who we're talking about here. Conor McGregor, baby, versus Max Holloway. Yeah, dude. Right when the fight started, though, it looked not like Conor, bro. Conor opened up with, he threw a jumping head kick, lands on his right knee, all messed up, and he just tears his knee in the opening round. I think I have a clip of it here. Let's watch this clip real quick. From Medspired. We don't need to see all this. We're just going to go back to, I just want to see the beginning. Maybe they're claiming he was injured before. It's possible. But yeah, look it. Boom. Done. ACL? I don't know. Maybe. It looks so bad, dude. Right when he threw that kick, he immediately falls to the ground. And then he tries to throw another kick to Max, falls to the ground again, dude. It looks so bad. Max ends up getting on top, throws some ground and pound. He motions to the ref to stop the fight. And then Conor eventually motions to stop the fight. Max Holloway being an absolute gentleman, recognizing that, you know, Conor was compromised and couldn't continue to fight. Real sad, dude. Conor, he ends up crying. Max Holloway asked him, like, why he even can't, like, why did you come back? True, like, why did you come back, dude? You didn't need to. I mean, especially for it to end like that is sad, bro. Your legacy. Conor couldn't have been more depressed. He was sad, and he tried to stand up to walk. He was having a hard time walking. Sad. He's got one more fight on his contract. I don't know what happens to that. Probably don't fight. I don't know, dude. So... yeah, so that was it. Very, very emotional and just did not satisfy what I wanted to see. The fight ended at just 1 minute and 9 seconds into the first round. You know, Conor had to call the fight off himself, you know, because his leg was messed up. This was the other leg, by the way. His left leg is the one that he damaged in the Poirier fight. I suspect that he threw that left kick right from the jump to try to prove something, to try to show that his leg is still a capable weapon. And now he's got a bummed right knee, dude. So left shin messed up, bum right knee. Dude, it's just kind of strange because I think I mentioned this earlier. Conor McGregor, he was never even like left kick heavy. If you go watch his fights, he used more of his front kick, his right kick, and he would use it more for like side kicks, switch kicks, and just he liked to use that left kick because it basically would set up his left hand, or right kick because it would set up his left hand, right? The right kick from the outside kind of pushes him over, and then you can start coming forward off that left hand. I don't know. It is what it is though, you know. So winner was Max Holloway via TKO injury. That was it, baby. UFC 329. What a breakdown, right? Is this the end for Conor McGregor? I think so, dude. I think this is the end for him. I don't know what he does, but it's probably not going to be fighting in the UFC. Paddy Pimblett, was that an insane submission of the year? I think so. Hopefully I added a clip in post, but that was an insane submission against a freaking dog. Hats off to Paddy. Unfortunately, you know, Conor, I don't know. Hats off to Max. Yeah, I mean, we out, baby.